Hi! If you are new here, welcome. You are watching Compact Reviews. We aim to update on the latest and best everything that has to do with cooking and the kitchen. We test them out in real life so you know what they're like even before buying them. For someone who loves cooking, nothing could be better than Compact Reviews.
In this video, we will discuss the top 7 best skillets. So let's get started. Number 7. Lodge Pre-Seasoned Cast Iron Skillet. With over 58,000 reviews, nearly 80% of which are 5 stars, this skillet from Lodge is loved by reviewers for its price, versatility, and durability. I love it on the stove, in the oven, on the grill, or sitting right down in the coals of a campfire, one enthusiastic reviewer writes. Nothing heats as well and as evenly as cast iron. This skillet is big enough for 6 quarter-pound burgers, lumberjack-size pancakes, a couple trout or base, and it's deep enough to bake an upside-down cake for dessert. As another reviewer notes, I have used far more expensive nonstick pans in the past. All of them eventually wear out. The Lodge, on the other hand, is indestructible. I have left the heat on and forgotten about it, no problem. I can use a sharp metal spatula without worrying. As for non-stickiness, the other day I cooked an egg in it with just a tiny bit of sausage grease. The egg didn't even try to stick. Number 6. Le Creuset Enameled Cast. This Cuisinart enamel cast iron skillet is not the most expensive one of these skillets I looked at, but it's done just as well as the more costly ones, says one reviewer. Another reviewer claims that this skillet is so much more durable than the high-tech polymer coatings, regardless of what their makers claim. This is something you can buy and use for decades. This reviewer notes, it's heavy, compared to aluminum or stainless, but adds that it conducts heat very evenly and the cast iron won't flex and allow the coating to crack. It's also very attractive sitting in the kitchen, is very nicely finished, and there are no unnecessary and useless design features to go out of style, a timeless design. This is a real, old-fashioned value. An attractive, functional, and useful tool you can buy once and use for decades to come, which makes it a very good value. Number 5. Cuisinart Chef's Classic Enameled Cast. This Cuisinart enamel cast iron skillet is not the most expensive one of these skillets I looked at, but it's done just as well as the more costly ones, says one reviewer. Another reviewer claims that this skillet is so much more durable than the high-tech polymer coatings, regardless of what their makers claim. This is something you can buy and use for decades. This reviewer notes, it's heavy, compared to aluminum or stainless, but adds that it conducts heat very evenly and the cast iron won't flex and allow the coating to crack. It's also very attractive sitting in the kitchen, is very nicely finished, and there are no unnecessary and useless design features to go out of style, a timeless design. This is a real, old-fashioned value. An attractive, functional, and useful tool you can buy once and use for decades to come, which makes it a very good value. Number 4. Cuisinart MultiClad Pro. Reviewers who were looking for an alternative to Teflon pans, which as one person notes can warp and peel off over time, love this stainless steel Cuisinart for its durable construction and price point. As one reviewer writes, the stainless steel layering goes all the way up the sides of this pan. Another adds, MultiClad pans are equal to all clad, have better engineered handles, and are about a third the price. One reviewer added praise to the Cuisinart's handles, they are sturdy and made of the same stainless steel as the pan. They can be put in the oven up to 500 degrees. I never thought I needed this function until I started cooking roasts. It is great to be able to cook everything in one pan. Number 3. T-fal Mineral. According to one reviewer, these carbon steel pans are popular in Europe, but never caught on in the US households, probably because they require seasoning, which isn't so scary. But reviewers claim that the T-fal's high maintenance is also rewarding. It is definitely the only piece of kitchen equipment I have ever owned that will let you know immediately, and with emphasis, when you are not treating it right, a reviewer notes. If you don't film it with oil when you are done with it, it will rust. If you don't film it with oil and heat it to smoking before you cook, your food will probably stick. It looks ugly as it patinas. Acidic food will destroy your patina if it is not sufficiently well established. But, this reviewer adds, if you treat it right, and give it the respect and maintenance that it is due, it will be the last and only sauté pan you will ever need. It will not warp, it distributes heat evenly through its thick base, it retains heat like cast iron. Number 2. T-fal E93808. This skillet has been featured in our roundup of non-stick frying pans as the best and least expensive non-stick pan available on Amazon. Nothing has ever stuck to it, no matter how burned it was, says one enthusiastic reviewer who claims to use pan almost every day for sautéing or frying. They add, it is so versatile, and because it is over 12 inches wide, it can hold enough food for the 4 of us. Cleanup is super fast, and the pan also heats up fast, so it makes getting the cooking job done a lot faster too. Another reviewer writes that the sloped sides make this my new go-to non-stick pan. You can knock out a breakfast for 1 or 2 people in a matter of minutes. Food will slide right off. I'm tempted to pick up a spare or 2 for when this inevitably needs to be replaced in the future. This T-fal model's affordability also made it a favorite among reviewers. At this price point, you cannot beat the quality of this pan, another person writes. Number 1. Nonstick Ceramic Copper. This is the 4th copper pan I've purchased from various outlets, all different brands, one reviewer notes. Here's what this one does that the others did not. It's dishwasher safe, the non-stick surface stays non-stick, cook surface stays flat even after being subjected to high heat on the cooktop, and discolorations easily scrub off. They add, I don't know what your experience was with this Frypan, but mine was top-notch. I would buy it again and again. Another reviewer adds that it's heavy enough to feel substantial. If they had made a 12-inch skillet, I would have ordered that as well.